we also don't have a lot of our referees on the field.
Wow, that's something I never did.
We don't.
I did not quite think about.
We do not have a lot of people who are the color of you and I on that field.
Italy, but I was so pissed off by them, assuming because they're 5-time champions, they deserve to just walk into the World Cup. No, fix your system. If your system doesn't work, it doesn't work. And the African teams that came here showed that they belong. They came with merit. Like, no team got an easy game from an African team.
This guy did on our chap and he wasn't called. Ref didn't even look that way, neither did linesman. Then you're like, okay, were these guys instructed before they came out? It looks that way, So again, if it quacks, and it looks like a duck, it's a duck. So,
okay.
And that's what we are seeing. So to me, if we get more representation on those higher grounds, it will make sense. And the other thing that you noticed, we also don't have a lot of our referees on the field.
Mika, before we go to Omosh, how do you rate Africa's performance, from in this World Cup overall?
Sensational. There was a lot of talk. There was a lot of bad blood, right? There was a lot of complaints. Oh, those African teams don't deserve to be there. They should have given those slots to European teams because we had some big European names who are performing badly and couldn't qualify. And they felt like they deserve to be because of their past experiences. And that's a team I like and I support. Italy, but I was so pissed off by them, assuming because they're 5-time champions, they deserve to just walk into the World Cup. No, fix your system. If your system doesn't work, it doesn't work. And the African teams that came here showed that they belong. They came with merit. Like, no team got an easy game from an African team. None.
That's true.
South Africa, apart from South Africa's first game, and they redeemed themselves. Like, they really redeemed themselves, and they redeemed themselves until they qualified to the round of 32. This was an exceptional World Cup by the African teams. And let's be honest, look at what Cape Verde did. Egypt, you feel that Egypt didn't deserve to lose that game. Morocco, they just met the best team in the tournament. You really can't say anything. Like, African teams were sensational. Apart from Senegal, who pissed me off because I feel like Senegal should have won most of their games. I can't be mad. Ivory Coast were good. Ghana were good.
DRC.
They tried the best they could do. DRC was sensational.
Above
DRC
sensational.
Were knocking out England. Like, for me, the scorecard for Africa, out of 10 teams, 9 advanced to the next round. Ali, we got an A.
But now, what is it, because we had only one team make it to the quarterfinals, and that's Morocco. What is it that maybe African teams need to do better when it comes to protecting late leads? Because we lost multiple games through late goals. So was it just coincidence, or is there something tactically that African teams may have been doing wrong? Because this happened to, I think it happened to Senegal, it happened to Egypt, and I think it also happened to DRC. DRC, I can't remember when England scored against them, but late goals, cost us, positions in the quarterfinal. Mika.
I will comment about Ivory Coast and Senegal. Bad coaching. That was bad coaching. Literally bad coaching. The substitutions that we made, we take out our strongest midfield players, our midfield lose shape, we concede goals. Simple as that. Egypt, refereeing decision, lack of concentration, and magic. Magical moments.
Mika, would you add mental into that?
these players are pros. They play in Europe. They're not local players. So it's bad coaching.
Even Senegal. I mean, Senegal. I see Senegal. I see the bad coaching. Actually, I see. Yeah, I see
Senegal
that.
was the worst coaching. Forget even bad coaching.
Mane should never have come out, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Forget Mane. What's the name of that midfield of theirs? The one that they took and it just opened a gap into the hole. That was the worst coaching decision ever.
I don't know. I don't remember that guy. But yeah, I know that some of the coaches made some very, very questionable calls with their subs. And you have five substitutions. I think. See, back in the day, it used to be 3.
It used to be, it used to be 3. It was switched to 5.
Yeah. So 5 is a lot.
Yeah, it was switched to 5. So I think now, like squad depth,
that's like half
matters
the team.
more. Yeah, it's like half the team. So squad depth matters more, especially if the game is going to extra time and going into penalties.
Correct.
It becomes, a very big factor. Now, the other thing that maybe I want to come to you, Mosh, is African supporters. Mm-hmm. We are often reluctant to believe that FIFA will treat our teams fairly. Why does this happen? Because in every World Cup, utasikia tuna complain, the refereeing, FIFA treatment. Why do you think this, keeps repeating itself?
Well, this starts from our locals. If you go back to CAF and then, how things open up within, say, like AFCON and then like CAF and all of that. And then like now you roll up to FIFA, because FIFA pretty much is overall. FIFA is, he's the father of all these other small little things.
Yeah.
So normally what we have seen traditionally is that the teams like your Egypts, your Moroccos, your Tunisia, Algeria's, they seemingly get better treatment than the other folks. But the other thing you also have to remember is in these organizations, who do they have who are in leadership? It's all guys from those countries. Always. It's never like a loose Nigerian guy or a loose Kenyan guy or a loose Nini. Even when you are seeing the guys who are sitting there who are FIFA officials, you know who you are seeing Wenger over there. I don't know you are seeing who, but you are not seeing any of us. We don't have.
We're not represented there.
They are not there. So if they're not there, they can't basically fight for you guys. Even the fact that we got this additional places for our teams, and you see how our teams did. It's like folks were not expecting us to do anything, so they could then come back and say, you know what, nyinyi hamkufanya poa, so now the next World Cup tutatoa hizo position. You see?
Yeah.
But now you can't say that, and then we come with the flair of our fans and all of that. But the bottom line of it is that we don't have representation, so we don't have people who are basically agitating for us. And then when we see the rules or calls or things that happen on the field, how the refs are blowing, or how how a linesman, the fouls that are being allowed for you guys versus the other team, or the ones that are being called, you're like, okay, wait, that's the same foul that this guy did on our chap and he wasn't called. Ref didn't even look that way, neither did linesman. Then you're like, okay, were these guys instructed before they came out? It looks that way, So again, if it quacks, and it looks like a duck, it's a duck. So, and that's what we are seeing. So to me, if we get more representation on those higher grounds, it will make sense. And the other thing that you noticed, we also don't have a lot of our referees on the field.
Wow, that's something I never did.
We don't.
I did not quite think about.
We do not have a lot of people who are the color of you and I on that field. There are not that many.
Okay.
And it's very, very hard to get to that level. And then see what happened to our chap who came and he was told, toka ukiendanga. Yeah. So if you can make political decisions, what's going to stop you from making decisions when a brown envelope possibly could pass? Because we know they are passing.
Yeah.